All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers that's teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, and this wick is lit for the Third World War. Okay, and what you're seeing is, brothers last night went into a little bit of it, but you're seeing the nations choosing who they're siding with, and because we have the holy scriptures, we know what's going to go down, and it's a beautiful sight, man. You know, when you look at the movie coming to an end, it's reaching its crescendo point, so to speak, right? And the next thing that's going to happen is the smoke to come, okay, with all the chaos. 1 second. Salaki. And when you look at what's going on in between nations that America is so-called calling upon for backing, we're starting to see the what the scriptures predicted to happen. And I'm just gonna read briefly in these two articles, and then I'm gonna just play the videos themselves. But I just want to solidify that India has turned its back on Babylon the Great. So let me just read a couple of points out of this, and then move on to the next one. Okay, and it's from RT. It's written yesterday. It says how India perceives the Ukraine crisis and what it means for its relations with Russia in the West. Okay. It says Russian military operations in Ukraine more broadly its conflict with the West may not change the fabric of India Russia bilateral relations as dramatically as some observers may think, right? A time tested special privileged strategic partnership encompassing all crucial fields related to defense and secondary issues as well as political and economic spheres is not likely to be affected by hostilities taking place in Eastern Europe. Nevertheless, the devil is, as usual, in the details, right? And when you when you hear that, okay, this is they're referring to, you know, the devil, which is the West, which is Babylon the Great. The guys that wear the suits, politicians, okay? That is the devil, okay? From the Eastern world, all right? Places like Pakistan, Iran, India, okay? They call those men that wear suits devils, okay? Which is the nation of Edom, okay, to say the least, which, their head tribe is Amalek, all right? It says, as honorable members would be aware, the tense situation between Russia and Ukraine erupted in conflict on the 24th of February, okay? Then this just goes into what's happening and how how America is trying to put sanctions on Russia, but they want India to join in. But this, at the end of it all, this is what India has to say. It says, chance favors the prepared mind. The environment we will have to operate in is no doubt uncertain. However, it is quite clear that for today, Russia should be satisfied with the stand India took in the crisis, right? Not to put their hands in it, okay? The interaction between Moscow and New Delhi outweighs thousands of supportive words and statements. India and Russia are going to further interact with a new international order since the old one does not seem to work anymore. The way it looks, the way it will look depends on political will of the leadership of the two nations and the motivation of both India and Russian entrepreneurs. So then, never mind in America. America homogeny is over. Okay, they bilateral. They're gonna deal with each other. Okay, these two nations, and cut out the middleman, which is America, and that was coming. Okay, now that's one point. Let's see what Pakistan, like India, won't bow to Western pressure. Okay, said Prime Minister Imran Khan has again blasted foreign powers that tried to pressure Pakistan to sever ties with Russia over its military operation in Ukraine, vowing to continue making sovereign policies decisions that are in the best interest of his nation and people. Okay, so they're not breaking ties neither. Okay, with the Russians. He said, I took an oath. This is Armand Khan. Okay. I took an oath that I will not bow before anyone but God. Khan reiterated, bringing up the U.S. led global war on terror as an example of a policy decision forced by the West that eventually brought Pakistan nothing but suffering. We became part of America's war against terror in Afghanistan and lost 80,000 people and $100 billion. Okay? See? There you go. America getting people into shit and fleeing on them. All right? 80,000 people and 100 billion. Says Pakistan has come under increased Western pressure to publicly denounce and distance itself from Moscow after it abstained from a United Nations General Assembly resolution condemning Moscow's military action against Kiev, choosing instead to remain neutral alongside 34 other countries, including China, South Africa, and India. All right, there you have it, man. So these are all nations that went to bed in the past with the whore, which is Babylon the Great, and got burned, man. Okay, let's see what was said by this prime minister. Let's pull up this one and this one. I'll go to this one right here. Slocky. Let me look for it. play the second one after this one. Salaki.
Have taken a stand. We are not going to fight a battle with Russia. That is a Western creation. This is a creation of the West. We are abstaining. We did not cause this war, Sean. We did not cause this war, and we will look out for ourselves. Because don't you for a moment think that we have forgotten history, Sean. I'd like to remind you that the UK and the US moved a joint resolution in the UN Security Council deploring the use of force by India in Goa, Daman and Diu when we were liberating Goa, and it was the USSR at that time that vetoed it. And let me also tell you, I don't forget 1971. The US tried to actively harm my country in 1971, where after Pakistan, launched Operation Genghis Khan against India. It was the US that rallied with Pakistan and dispatched a 10-ship naval task force, the US task force, from the 7th Fleet of the South Vietnam into the Bay of Bengal, and we still won in Bangladesh. So please, we cannot trust the Americans. We should never completely trust the Americans.
And there you have it. All right. The enemy of my friend, right? I believe I'm saying it right. The enemy of my friend has now become my enemy. All right. If I'm saying it the right way, because like he said, Pakistan at one point in time was against India, but as I just read, Pakistan is now siding with India and not getting ready to attack Russia as well. All right, with the sanctions and marching upon them if that's needed. They're gonna stand their ground together, India and Pakistan. All right. And he got a couple of more things to say.
Trying to create an atmosphere of pressure, despite the fact that we made our stand crystal clear, is only going to peeve India more. I mean, America is on shaky ground on oil. After sanctioning Venezuela, Iran, and now Russia, you're running behind the Iranians and the Venezuelans and saying all is forgiven if you come with us. America is on shaky ground with MBS. Saudi Arabia is the source of 6 to 7% of the oil. But the country has the capacity to produce more oil or less oil. They're saying, we're not going to help you. So America is on shaky ground, but now to try and take on India in this way, I think was wholly unnecessary. What is the purpose? What does America gain by taking India on like this at this time?
Judging from your response, if that's reflective of the way the Indian people are reacting, then the United States is not gaining anything. What Biden was trying to do, and I think you're being a little too sensitive to...
And that's the typical white man for you. He thinks he's been a little too sensitive. Why? Because he won't let you rape him again. See, this is the type of shit that these nations are getting tired of, man. And it's not going to happen anymore. The white man cannot pull the wolves over the eyes of these nations anymore. And we know that you're not white. We know that you're the nation of Edom. Okay? You won't be able to do it no more. Because enemies are now becoming friends to gang up upon you. Alright?
To the accusation of being shaky, that's not a harsh condemnation. We've heard harsh condemnation. Biden has called Putin a war criminal, a thug, a killer. He's referred similarly to Xi Jinping. Shaky is a compliment from Biden. What Biden is trying to say now, and I think the important point to be made, is not that India is buying a little bit more Russian oil Compared to what the Europeans are buying, this is a tiny fraction of what the Europeans are buying. What I think I would like to see India do is act as an aggressive peacemaker. I'd like to see Xi Jinping, your enemy, and I'd like to see Modi, your leader, intervene directly with Putin and get him to stop this war as soon as possible. That's the role India should be playing. We realize that this is a war that could, as everyone is warning, turn into World War III. If it's World War III and we go to nuclear war, which is a real possibility, there won't be anybody left in India any more than there'll be anybody left in the United States or Russia or China. So that's what confronts humanity now. We're in a terrible situation. The United States certainly could have done.
Trying to create an atmosphere.
There you have it. All right. China is going to be with India. India is going to be with Pakistan. And they're all going to gang up on Babylon the Great. Right? This guy right here, he thinks he trying to flip the script on calling Putin, a murderer, so on and so forth, man. Well, let's check out what America sends its troops to do. There you go. So, if that ain't the pot calling the kettle black, as we say down south, and America's caught on every level of their bullshit, man. Every level. All right. Let me get this to well, I'll get it right now. Matter of fact. Salaki brothers. Ooh, it's not looking good for America. Yeah, so I got it right here. It's Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that ate thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. And, all these nations have did secret deals or had some type of deal going with them, with Babylon the Great. Okay? And the jig is up. It says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. And asking for help from these nations. Okay, that's the trap. All right, the trap has been set, because it's gonna be a nation that says, sure, we're gonna help you, and they're gonna supplant you. Okay, just like you've been going around supplanting them. And I got that right here. It's Isaiah 33. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when they shall make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." Okay? So you go over there to beg the Saudi prince, and the Saudi prince, okay, wants no dealings anymore with the whore. Okay? It's over, man. It's over. Right? And these nations are angry, man. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad." Okay? That's what's going on, man. These nations have put down their poison drink after taking sips of it for so long, man. And they're finally woke to what's really going on, man. That you rape, rob, pillage, and take everything from anybody that you said you're a Confederate with, and leave them with nothing. Okay? Just like India just said, you conned them into going into Afghanistan. They left. They lost 80,000 people and $100 billion. And got no type of help from you at all. Let's go here.
Crisis so unimportant? Is it the color? There's no doubt about it. We're living in times of catastrophic crisis where the lives of innocent civilians are sacrificed in the wars of their masters. Yes, in Ukraine, but not only. Since the last plenary, tens of thousands of Afghani citizens have been forced to flee in search of food and safety. 5 million children face famine, an agonizing and painful death, a 500% increase in child marriages and children being sold just so they can survive, and not a mention of it. Not here, not anywhere. No wall-to-wall TV coverage, no emergency humanitarian response, not a mention of it. Not here, not anywhere. No wall-to-wall TV coverage, no emergency humanitarian response, no special plenaries.
And to mention, all right, I wish I had that TikTok video, but this child trafficking and raping is not only going on over there in Afghanistan, okay? And this is one of the results of, America being put over this whole earth, man, okay? And not America, but you know what I'm saying, Esau, Edom. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. And underneath this man's rule, like she said, children are suffering at the hands of these pedophiles, man. From this agenda that this devil pushes, man. But down in Mexico, they set up the wall, and sometimes they take down spots in the wall. Okay, according to this TikTok video I seen, and when the women and children run across, or the boys, the young boys run across, they get snatched immediately and sold into child slavery or sex slavery. Okay, and on the borderline right there, there's all manner of children clothing. Okay, like children just being stripped right there at the border gate soon as they come across these little openings that the Border Patrol opens up. Okay? And the man was explaining that, you know, rapes go on right there. Women get stripped butt naked and thrown inside of vans and stuff like that. It's just like a crossing for slavery, child slavery, and sex trafficking. So this lady's on to something. She's saying, and she's mentioning what is not being told behind the scene, and it's all due to Babylon the Great. Slocky.
Not even a mention in this plenary. No Afghani delegations and no statements. My God, they must be wondering what makes their humanitarian crisis so unimportant. Is it the colour of their skin? Is it that they're not white? They're not European? That their problems come from a US gun or a US invasion?
And there you have it. Okay? It's because of the color of their skin. They're not a part of the nation of Edom. Okay? So the nation of Edom, it lets it happen. And it's not going to report on itself, you know? And this is a part of why this man is going down.
Is it that the decision to rob their country's wealth was taken by a despotic US president rather than a Russian one? Because, my God, all wars are evil and all victims deserve support. And until we get on that page, we have no credibility whatsoever. There's no doubt about it, we're living in times of catastrophic crisis where the lives of innocent civilians are sacrificed in the wars of their master. Catastrophic crisis where the lives of innocent civilians are sacrificed in the wars of their...
All right. So that's to just point out a few things why this place is going down fast, man. All right. Let's get this in Habakkuk as well. But as you can see, everything culminates and it comes back to bite this devil in the ass, so to speak. And that's what I'm about to read in Habakkuk 2 and 7. It says, let me start up. And we know we could really read the whole thing of Habakkuk. I'm just gonna hit the key scriptures. There's a Habakkuk 2 and 6. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Right? So you got these nations that's saying, you know, this man must be stopped at all costs. And they talking about the westernized world. All right. Must be stopped at all costs because of its greed. All right. That's number one. And because of the debt. He's really going to fuck up the world economy, man. All right. And this is the next move. Because he's laid himself with the clay, which that word clay goes back into debt. All right. Let's get it real quick.
Strong's H 5671. Aftit.
And that shit is okay. and I think it's Abat Abatyit Yat Abatyit Yat, if I'm saying it correctly. But it says weight of pledges, heavy debts. Okay. So when you look at what what damage the petrodollar is going to create going forward for the citizens of America, especially the citizens of America. Yeah, this man didn't destroy it immensely. Everybody's economic ruin is about to happen because of him, right? He's already pillaging and raping countries and, destroying the earth and robbing it of its resources. Robbing it of its resources, Salaki. So this man have to go down, man. He have to go down. Just like it's stated in Habakkuk 2:7. All right. 7, it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, right? Because you're not gonna have anything when this thing takes off. All right. America is about to be a third world country. Okay. This Habakkuk 2:8, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, right? All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And it hasn't happened. That's not going to happen. All right. Let's get that in NLT. It says, what sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth would buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger, and it won't. Okay? Because the hand of the Heavenly Father is going to snatch all that you had. In Job, it says you're going to vomit up your riches. Okay? Let's get that. Matter of fact, I'll type it in on the right here. Just grab it real quick. It wasn't the scripture that I had now. It says, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. Right? So the end has come. All right. Just like we read in Obadiah, you don't have any friends. It's over. And everybody's getting ready to start licking their chops, okay, to devour this place by way of nuclear fire. All right. Because when it's all said and done, everybody has painted the target on you. Just like you seen the woman said, it's by the U.S. guns. Okay. And the war started by the U.S. that people are losing. They're catching a big L all around the world. You're an instigator. You're a robber. You're a rapist. You're a thief. You are the man of perdition. And it has been reported. Okay? And the Lord is getting ready to deal with you. So with that, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and Dub. Honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, this is Tyler Yef, GMS Boston. I want to say Shalom, Death to America. Okay, which is the nation of Edom. All right, and get ready for the bows of steel to strike you through. Shalom.